So a lot of you guys are familiar with Hallmark. It's the oldest and largest manufacturer of greeting cards in the US. For those of you guys who don't know, it's based in Kansas City, Missouri. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at their trademarks. What you'll notice is that there's no way we could reasonably go through their entire portfolio. Certainly not on the show. That would take a really long time, but I think it'd be cool to at least go through and see some of them and see how they protect some of their holiday related brands. And it's also kind of cool to see marks that are really old. So we're going to look at a mark that was first used in commerce in 1957. So let's get into it. The place to start, and remember, the skills that I'm showing you guys here, you guys can use really for any company that you're interested in researching. You're going to go to tsdr.uspto.gov. That's step one. I'm already there. But once you're there, then you can click search trademarks. And what we're going to do is we're going to search by owner. What's interesting here is that I already figured out who the owner of the Hallmark brand was before the episode started. But for those of you guys who aren't sure, what you can do is you can start off by just taking a guess. So Hallmark Licensing is the entity that owns it. But let's say you didn't know that. What I do was I searched by owner and I searched Hallmark. And once I did that, then I went in and saw a brand that clearly was owned by the company I was interested in looking at. So for example, I think I clicked on this Hallmark here. And if I scrolled down and saw that, okay, Hallmark Licensing LLC, company in Kansas, that's what indicated to me what I would need to search for if I really wanted to find all the brands owned by Hallmark. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go ahead and enter that in this screen here. So just the search area, I'm going to go ahead and do Hallmark Licensing. Actually, if you guys were doing this on your own and you want to do it from here, you can do it here too. I'll go ahead and do it here. You just select owner name, and I'm going to just focus on the live ones. There's 780 total marks that were at some point owned by Hallmark Licensing. So that's a lot. I'm going to pare it down. I'm looking at just the live ones. And when I hit submit query, I should get around 305 results. Yeah, so 305 results. So let's take a look at some of them. I always think it's fun to go just to the very, very end of the list, just because it lets you just see where it all started. You get to see the very, very early marks. I'm going to scroll to the very end. I'm also going to do something cool this episode. I'm going to click on image list. So I'm going to show you guys how another cool way that you guys can pan the trademark search results. If you click on image list, it'll actually show your marks in a more visual format. And I really like to do this to search in this particular way using image list, especially with brands that have a lot of trademarks. So kind of a cool way to pan through and see the various marks. Speaking of slogans, here's a slogan: when you care enough to send your very best. Let's hop in. I do want to start though with the very, very first mark. I believe it's this one here. As you can see, filing date, January 14, 1957. Registered also that year in 1957. As you can see, it was originally registered under Hallmark Cards Incorporated. At some point in time, it was transferred over to Hallmark Licensing LLC. Now, this is really, really old, but that being said, in order to maintain the trademark, they have to submit specimens every 10 years. So as you can see, they submitted their last renewal June 8, 2017. But again, remember, registered in 1957. Let's take a look at that certificate. It's going to look a little different than what we're used to seeing these days. So this is for ribbon cut and links used for decorative purposes under Class 40. Now, one thing I will point out is there's multiple marks. So this one is covering Christmas seals, cards, gift tags, announcements, and all, again, similar type of history. So let's look at some of the specimens just for our own interest. Let's see. So if we click on specimen, let's take a look. So this was submitted in 2017. So here we go. Here's the back label. This looks like, if I scroll over here, you'll see the hallmark right here. Let's see what other interesting marks we can find. So this is covering Class 16, decorative gift wrapping, also really old, 57. Let's take a look at this logo. Let's see how the slogan, when you care enough to send the very best. As you can see, the first use 1944. So this was first used in commerce, October 22nd, 1944. Let's take a look at the renewal paperwork that they submitted. So this specimen was submitted in 2008. Here it is. When you care enough to send the very best. And here are your greeting cards. Hallmark has a lot of marks. I'm not going to try to go through all of them, but I do think it's kind of fun to pan through and also just to visualize them using the image list. It's kind of a fun way to go through brands. So here's a Christmas related one, obviously North Pole 1820. What you're going to see is they have a lot of these North Pole brands. Let's just check one out. So gift wrapping paper. And then again, if you're interested in actually seeing the specimen they submitted, you just click on TSDR and then click on documents. And then eventually when this loads, we'll have an option to actually select the specimen. So if we click documents and specimen. So this specimen was submitted in 2014. So here we go. North Pole right here. North Pole estimated, established 1820 right here. It's really, really neat to see what specimens big brands submit. Penny paper heart, distinctively Hallmark, distinctly you. Here's another Christmas one. Find me, Santa. Illuminated window ornament under class 11. Again, obviously no surprise, right? We're gonna find a lot of holiday related ones. Here's Dance Like an Elf, Clementine the Elf. Just for fun, let's check out some of these holiday ones. I did promise this is a holiday episode, so it's only appropriate that we take a look at more holiday themed ones. Tabletop game device for family dance. Interesting. Okay. All right. Let's check out the specimen submitted in 2014. Okay. So here's your elf toy. Here's a North Pole mark, and here's another mark right here, Dance Like an Elf. So remember, for specimens, having labels affixed to the actual packaging that carries the goods is sufficient. Let's go back, see if we can find some other fun holiday-related marks. Here's Clementine or Clementine the Elf. Here we go. Let's take a look. This is class 28, so probably also some toy-related specimen. This was submitted in 2016. So here's Clementine the Elf. Notice again, this label actually has 3 marks, right? So this could possibly satisfy 3 different trademarks. It could satisfy the Hallmark, Clementine the Elf, and then also the North Pole. Let's go back. Let's see if we can find other holiday-related ones. Crafters, another side of Hallmark. Bake Like an Elf. Here's another holiday-related one. Again, class 9. Okay, so cookie and treat baking kits. So if we click on TSDR, look at documents, we can actually see some of the specimens. This was submitted in 2014. So here it is, Bake Like an Elf right here. Here's your mark. Itty Bitsy, Image Arts, Hallmark Keepsake, Story Buddy, Mario Key, You're the Star, Jingle. Okay. And again, we can check out some more of these holiday related ones. Let's see. So these are children's books. And if we click on documents, again, we can check out the specimens associated with this particular mark. So this was submitted in 2017. Okay. So this isn't exactly, I guess, holiday related, but there's a TM sign right there. So this is the back of a card, magic message reveal. Okay. Yeah. So a lot of interesting marks. Sunrise, Big Time Greetings, Nature's Blessings, Shoebox, Hoopsie and Yo-Yo. Here's a drawing. Let's see. Let's check this out. Type drawing. Innovations from Hallmark. Okay. Rainbow Bright, Gold Crown, One Tough Chick, Hallmark Diamond. I mean, they have lots and lots of marks. I think it's neat though. I really do think that panning through expressions, cool way to visualize, kind of more fun than just looking at text. Again, you can do this for any search on TSDR. You can just search by image list. It's kind of a cool way to see through it. You can see they have a lot of similar marks. That's because they probably span multiple classes like Shoebox, Maxine, Mark and Hall, Hallmark Home, Hallmark Baby, Hallmark Garage. Interesting one. So this has design elements. Let's see if we can see the specimen that was submitted for this particular one. So this specimen was submitted in 2015. This looks like almost like a software related. Let's see what the goods and services are for this one. Yeah, downloadable computer application software. So it's for storage and sharing of audio clips. Spookticles, Jingle and Bell. Here's a North Pole brand. We saw a lot of these already. Be Comfy, Hallmark Reminders. Again, lots and lots of marks. Floor 9. This one spans a whole ton of different classes, it looks like. Hall & Co. So variations on their design and logo. One creative thing that you can do is you can find different ways to represent your mark, perhaps redesigns of text, maybe different logo, different font. Those are always subjects of possible new trademark applications. Hallmark Baby, Heritage. These are probably the more common ones that people think of when they think of Hallmark. That's Hallmark. I hope you guys found this episode useful. I didn't want to go too into depth into every single one. That would have just taken way too long. But what we saw that if you use the image list, it makes it really easy to go through a lot of marks at once. It's a neat way to visualize and to see the marks. And what's really cool about using the image list is that you can actually visualize designs as well, much more quickly. So if you are looking at a design mark, for example, on the normal list, it doesn't show the design because there's no text associated with it. But if you're in the image list, then you can see the design, even though it has no associated text. So really a really useful tool. And thanks for watching and looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.